Hello, YouTube. Hope you're having a wagtastic day out there. This is Universe Bear from the Wagatorium with yet another Total War Warhammer 2 battle replay. This time I'm bringing the Green Tide against some scary Dark Elves. We're on this map with a very awkward building on top of a hill, whose name I can't quite remember. So let's dive into the builds here. You can see my opponent, whose name I will reveal at the end, set up on the lower part of the hill, probably assuming I would set up here and we could have a nice even battle. I was worried he was going to try to take this hill, and if he took this hill, I'd have to fight uphill if I spawned down here. So I spawned on this side. My idea was to rush that hill and try to get there first. So in terms of what my opponent brought, he brought a Supreme Sorceress of Fire here, bringing a bunch of toasty spells. The Burning Head, which always does good damage against badly armored units. Flaming Sword of Rune, and Fireball, which is good at sniping out lords, as well as breath attacks. The Black Whore, which is one of those spells that just kind of moves around randomly, and some arcane conduit there. That Burning Head spell, really good against the Greenskins unless they bring a bunch of Blackworks. But usually you're going to be bringing stuff that doesn't have too much armor, so they're probably going to get a lot of use there. I like that pick. It also has a War Hydra, who has regeneration and some breath attacks. Also has Terror and Fear, which is always useful. I find a lot of players struggle to get a lot of value out of this unit, and I think it's because it doesn't have the best armor and it's quite large. So it's pretty easy to bring it down with a lot of missile attacks, and also the melee defense is quite low. So let's say you surround this with a bunch of big guns or Savage Orc big guns. It's going to take a lot of damage, but that regen is definitely there to help mitigate that. In the front line here, he's got a bunch of Dread Spears, not just regular spears, but ones that cause dread. They're just, I guess, a nice cheap chaff unit, or at least as chaffy as the Dark Elves get. Lots of melee defense, so that should help against the Wog, and kind of make sure that his front line doesn't get obliterated right away. And then he's going to follow that up with some Harganeth Executioners and the Blades of the Blood Queen. Both these units have a lot of AP. Actually, what is their AP? They have, 29 AP and bonus versus infantry. They can cleave through Blackworks pretty good, and they're going to trade quite effectively with them. So if I did bring that, these guys would be able to take the business to them. But even if I don't, they're going to be able to chop through most infantry that the Greenskins bring. He's got some Witch Elves here to cause some rampaging. Could be really useful against lords if they want to make sure I can't get them away. If you get them raging, they're not going to run. You can take them down pretty easy. Blackguard of Nagarond, just in case I have any large trying to get into the back flanks here. And then he's got a little skirmisher force of some Dark Riders. You guys have AP, 115 range, 23 damage, not bad at all. He's just got 2 of them. But they do more damage than my skirmisher troops. But we can go over here and look at my build, starting with these 3 Goblin Wolf Riders, one of them being the Mangy Marauders, who do have AP themselves. These guys only have 6 damage versus 23, but they also have 60 models, and they're dirt cheap, and they're super fast. So definitely like these guys. They're going to keep these guys busy. And then once those guys are dealt with, they can start moving on to some of the large targets like the Hydra. In my difficult to see front line here, I got some Goblins, some Orc Boys. I got the Warlords Boys to make sure that we can sunder armor, so that'll be useful against the slicey lads here, the Harganeth Executioners. Just more Orc Boys. And then I got the AP Cloonies that just don't route, so they're good for tying up flanks, and then some more Orc Boys. So pretty chaffy front line. I just want to go wide because I know the Dark Elves struggle usually to bring a wide formation. Their chaff units, I think, are 500. The Dread Spears, if I'm not mistaken. So even if they get all Dread Spears, I can still go wider than them. I have Savage Orc Big Guns. Always bring 2 of these guys. They just always seem to do well. They're really versatile. I talk about them in all the videos, so I'm just going to leave them there. Just a great unit. Nasty Skulkers protecting my backline with smoke bombs in case he has some cavalry. And then I just got 2 Night Goblin Archers and the Rusty Arrows to sunder armor and the Goon Squad with Warzag here. Bring in Foot of Gork. Here we go. Headbutt to proc that Bonewood Staff, and Fists of Gork and Gaze of Mork to cause some general damage or dragon damage, and also proc the Bonewood Staff. So let's get this thing rolling. So I'm definitely going to want to start running out of these trees. My whole plan is to get to the top of that hill. You can see they're opening up fire over here. Just bringing my troops back a little bit. I don't really want any of that right now. They're going to fire back, but it was a pretty bad shot. So this guy's got to work on their archery training. They're going to come back, see if they can redeem themselves a little bit. But you can see these guys actually do very good damage, even though there's only 2 models of them. And with all 3 firing on one unit, they're struggling to keep up with the damage on the Mangy Marauder. So I'm going to move the Mangy Marauders around, see if I can't draw their fire and kind of waste ammo, but don't seem to be doing a very good job of it. Just getting up on this hill. I see they're over here. So I'm going to have to wheel around this way. But these guys are going to have to hold the front. Luckily, the Fanatics are here, so these guys aren't going to rout. They'll be able to hold up a lot of this stuff while my army kind of reconfigurates to take them on the side. But my opponent here definitely getting some charges off, getting a little bit of an advantage there. I am going to cast Here We Go, I believe. I don't want to use the WOG yet, but I want to make sure these guys aren't going to get run over. Wait until I get some more units in the fight. So trying to shift things over. This building is super awkward, but I'm going to try to come around this way so maybe I could get in the back. And he is going to bring his Blackguard Naga on there. And the first Burning Skull goes down on this big stupid blob, killing a bunch of people. Let's see, 64 kills right now, so definitely a good cast there. Wreck the Rusty Arrow is pretty good, but they're still alive, so they can still proc that that armor, whatever. The thing takes away armor. Gonna have a big Foot of Gork there. Gonna deal a bunch of damage to the Blood Queen and these Dread Spears. So that was definitely a good cast, and proccing the Bonewood Staff. You can see Savage Orc Biggins over here with the Dread Spear. Savage Orc Biggins are gonna mess these guys up pretty bad. They just do a ton of damage and have a lot of melee attack. Orc Boys fighting the Blackguard Naga. Probably going to lose that fight, but honestly, with all the Bonewood Staff procs, they're going to do damage. You can see they're laying damage in already, because they do have 9 or 8 AP. He's going to bring his General over here. You can see all the damage they're doing to the War Hydra. Just trying to bring that down. But now I have to deal with these 2 big monsters, and since this one is coming in here to cause a lot of damage, I think I'm going to switch my Archer Fire to that, which is going to let the Hydra regen a little bit. You can see the Savage Orc Biggins now taking on 2 units, including the Witch Elves. They're just beasting down here. They're raging Cajun, but they don't care. They're having a good time. Bringing in the Warlords boys, they're going to bring down these Blackguard Nagaron's armor and give that rear charge there. I guess I did keep firing on this War Hydra, so it's getting pretty low. It's probably going to have to retreat pretty soon. I think he should have brought one of these units to back charge the Savage Orc Biggins, but he brought him against my other Savage Orc Biggins, so now they both have a straight ahead fight. You can see this guy's already at 79 kills. He's using that fireball, though, to good effect, and he's got 249 kills, so I definitely missed another good fireball that he used. I think he used it on this group here, and they pretty much all fled. So I'd want to capture that, so sorry I missed it, but it was quite a good cast. He's been doing a great job with his Sorceress over here. You can see over here, War Hydra kind of got left alone, because now I'm focusing on the General. So it's going to be able to regen a little bit. And you can see the healing caps already on the bar there. But it's just a bunch of HP that I got to work through. Cast an Arcane Conduit, get a little bit more of his spells ready, and he's coming right into my archers, so I'm going to have to deal with that as best I can. It's going to be hard. You see these Savage Orc Biggins up to 63 kills. It's against Harganeth Executioners, so they're doing quite well. Bringing in my Goon Squad a little bit, not sure who the other guy is, the other Goblin Big Boss. Getting on this the Supreme Sorceress pretty good, so your spells can't save her right now. But these Witch Elves might be able to, and you can see that they actually enraged Warzag, and Warzag took a bunch of damage there. So just trying to bring in some units to make sure you can get away. and those archers are also enraged, so they're not going to be able to get away either. Definitely good use of the witch elves here. This flank, my opponent's cleared most of it up. I just got some goblins over here trying to take care of the riffraff. The Blackguard and Nagaron did get through those orc boys, but look at all the damage that they took. So I think the orc boys got a good trade there. And we're going to take down these witch elves with some archer fire and just these nasty skulkers, just whittling them down. Savage Orc Big Guns really want this guy to land so they can get in there and start munching on some dragon faces. So they're going to run in now. In my back line, Scarred and Aggro. I'm trying to get on the archers. I am going to use Effigy on the Git over there just to kind of stop them. And then we'll deal with those guys real quick so we can get our fire back on here. But look at how much damage these big guns are doing. They're ripping through a bunch of infantry and high-value infantry. Now they're taking down the dragon, and that's what I mean by they're just so versatile. They can pretty much take on anything. Another great cast over here. Gonna rip up a lot of these gobos. Let's see what she's at now. 347 kills. So my opponent is on it with the spells, using that Fire Lord to great effect. But we whittled down too many of his troops, and he just couldn't stabilize. So that was definitely a very fun game. Yeah, 347 kills with spells. That's pretty crazy right there. You can see the Blackguard and these guys, the Executioners, did pretty good. I think a lot of that was on just more chaffy units. You can see the big ones did well, 97, 81. That was against spears and some witch elves, and then I think these guys were taking down some of the Executioners. You can see the Blaze of the Blood Queen got 163 kills, and that was with the Foot of Gork, which took down most of their health. So they still did a ton of work there. I think if I hadn't used the Foot of Gork, they would have just cleaned shop for a long time. And even the War Hydra did quite well, even though I was firing on it almost constantly. So the War Hydra, with its regen, just not able to tank its health fast enough to get over that regen. So it's definitely a good call there. My phone's going off, so I'm going to leave it at that, and wish you guys a good day. Good day.